thank you for coming to Pat's celebration. That's what it is, a celebration, not a memorial. On behalf of Kay and Rhett and Janet and the Butler family, thank y'all for being here. The point of this celebration is to we're going to talk about some stories about Pat. I'm sure a bunch of you have some good stories about Pat. He was a character. Maybe I'm going to read his obituary real quick, and then we'll open it up to some stories. Patrick Russell Butler, 77, passed away March 24, 2019. He was born December 1st, 1941, in Milan, Tennessee, to Stedman M. and Juanita Butler, who brought him back to home to Pelly, Texas, as quickly as possible. A proud Pelly rat, interesting, he loved to return to his roots for visits with family and friends. Pat was an avid golfer and was never happier than when he was at his home course at River Hills Country Club in Corpus Christi, where he was a member for some 30 plus years. Pat was preceded in death by his parents and by brothers Mike Butler and Wayne Clement, nephew Michael Clement, and brother-in-law Ron Clark. He is survived by his wife of 23 years, Kay Elliott Butler, son Rhett Butler, daughter Amy Kinchlow, brother Wiley Butler, Richie, sister Marquita Clark, sister-in-law Nawasa Clement, niece Meredith Durham and Randy, nephews Joel Butler, Crystal, David Clement, Robin, Stephen Clark, Blaine Clark, and Lee Clark. Numerous great nieces and nephews, and his beloved four-legged companion, Chloe. He is also survived by his former wife of 20 years, Janet Butler. Pat was a certified professional landman and owner and president of Butler Resources, Inc. He graduated from Lee High School in Baytown in 1960. He received his BA in history from CCSU, now TAM UCC. Pat was a member of the Brownwood Masonic Lodge and Alamine Shrine Temple. In lieu of usual remembrances, donations may be made to the Shriners Children's Hospital. So donate your money there. I'm going to start off again, this is about storytelling and having good times with Pat. He was a fun guy to be around. Some of y'all probably thought he was probably an asshole. It's true. He actually would correct you and say he was the perfect asshole. And if you called him an asshole, he would correct you and say I'm the perfect asshole, which is true. Anyway, Pat loved this horse, as mentioned in the obituary. He was here as often as he could be, and as part of Rego, which is the ownership of River Hills, he took it to heart. He was the president for a lot of years, and he did everything he could to make this course grow and prosper. A couple stories, and I've known Pat for pretty close to 40 years. And I know I'm a lot younger than Pat was, but I still knew him 40 years, at least 40. Couple of stories about Pat, his temperament and stuff. We were building this concrete pad out here. It really has no purpose, but we built it anyway. And as part of Rego, they have to approve anything that happens structurally here at the country club. He walks into the pro shop one day for his lunch bunch game and walks in, and he looks through out the window and sees a tractor and a backhoe taking dirt out there. He jumps out, runs out of the cart, gets in his golf cart. He's over here, he's throwing his finger around. Myrna Hunt was our general manager at the time. She's out there, and everything came to a halt. Just stopped. The guys are off the tractor. The foreman of the job was there. He comes back in. I said, "What happened?" He said, They didn't approve the final plan with me. So the final plan it was approved, the concept, but not the plan. So they couldn't do this without his approval. So the contractor pulled off the job and everything, left us there. The foreman got sick. His name was Joe. He got sick and was put in the hospital and eventually died. People still think Pat had something to do with that. I know. I mean, we don't know what happened. And then they came out and completed the pad, which it's beautiful. You see the concrete pad out there. Again, it serves no reason.
Another one, a real funny one was, I was playing with him. We're going off one green, going to number 2 tee box, and there's a guy walking on our course up the hill toward 17, up that way. He jumps in his cart. He meets the guy halfway on 17 by the fence line, and all you see is him pointing his finger and stuff. And the guy crosses over the barbed wire fence and gets over to Hazel Bazemore, and he comes back to 2 tee box. And I said, what'd you tell him? I told him he has no business, so this is private property, and he needs to go. So he jumps across the fence. I said, man, that guy was big enough to whip your ass. He goes, I'd like to see him do so. Anyway, he had no fear. I mean, the guy was short in stature, but he was a big man. He was a big man. The only other thing he really got pissed about that I witnessed, when we put the scope out here on number 5, it's to see what's down the hill there on 5 fairway. And he got mad because once they put it up and he tried to reach it, he couldn't reach it. So they had to get a step stool for him to look through and see. He was so pissed that he couldn't look at that. Couldn't look through it. And then we also still have we still don't know for a fact who was shorter, Pat Butler or Bronson Certain. I don't think anybody really took a measurement, but one of those, they always fought of who was the shortest guy out here. Anyway, there's a bunch more stories I could tell. I'd like to open it up to certain people. Actually, Tom Inman, I'd love for you to come up here. And you've known Pat for a long time as our pro here. Tom Inman was the pro of River Hills Country Club for over 30 years.